Hello and welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So today's exploration is entitled Disguised Blessings. I don't actually know where I heard that phrase or whether it came to me in a moment. But there are disguised blessings in our sensations that we experience. When we experience an uncomfortable sensation, so things like anxiety and tension from stress, low mood, those emotional sensations, I suppose. I'm starting to use the word sensation though, because I think as soon as we say emotion, there's a tendency to try and categorize. So, if it's an emotion I'm feeling, what is this emotion? What is it? What's its label? And of course, as soon as we step into that labeling, there has to be judgment. There has to be we then step into, well, is that a right or wrong sensation? Is that okay to have that? Does it mean there's something wrong with me? And it doesn't, is the answer to that question. So when we use the word sensation, I just think it's got less on it, shall we just say. It feels less emotive, I guess, quite cleverly. It feels less emotive. So let's call them sensations, but you know what I'm talking about. When we experience those uncomfortable sensations, it of course makes sense to want to get rid of them, to not be experiencing them. Nobody likes to feel anxious. Nobody likes that awful stressed out tension feeling in your body. Nobody likes to be in a low mood. And so what we tend to do is go into exploring to try and make the feeling go away. So we might be asking, where's this feeling coming from? What's wrong? What's wrong in the world? Do I need to address something in my physical space or in my environment? Do I need to do something about me? Well, do I need more therapy? Am I still not okay? When's it going to stop? Oh no, this is happening again. I'm sure you're familiar with the kind of thinking. And we can end up we do end up, don't we, making it a heck of a lot worse. It just, that is what happens when we go into this analysis of the feeling itself and the attempts. And then on top of the analysis, there's then the attempts to make it go away. So that's trying to remember what you did last time when you managed to get rid of it. Trying to remember that breathing technique somebody told you a few weeks ago. Perhaps trying to distract ourselves or use substances to make the feeling go away. Take drugs, whether legal or otherwise, or drink or chocolate or whatever we might do. If it's a feeling of anger, for example, it might look like we need to shout at the person close to us. So that's, and really all that does is increase the amount of noise in here, which of course is the direct result of that is an increase in the feeling. But what we actually think is happening is that the feeling's just getting worse, kind of all on its own, because there's something wrong with us, of course, or there's something wrong with the world. So So where are these blessings disguised in our sensations that we experience? They're disguised in, well, they are quite well disguised because we feel a discomfort from those feelings, don't we? From those sensations. But actually, the disguise is that what's hidden under that is a better way to put it. What's hidden under that is information about our state of mind. So that's a space, it opens up a space where we can start to get more curious. So there's questions. When we experience a sensation, that's an update from our system to let us know what our state of mind is. And it doesn't really matter whether the sensation is a nice one or one we prefer not to have. It's the same system at work. We have a happy feeling, and that is invariably coming from some happy thinking. What's underneath all that is much more still and quiet and peaceful. So when we experience one of those uncomfortable sensations, that is our system tapping us on the shoulder and saying, I'm just going to let you know now that your state of mind is a little bit ramped up, or it's you're engaged in some kind of thinking that isn't helpful. You're off in the future, or you're hanging about in the past. It can be you're in a story of what is in somebody else's head, or any kind of story really about how life should be and how it isn't this way, and therefore things are not okay. Whatever it is, you're feeling it. That's the sensation. That's what the sensation is made of. The sensation is made of that. Of you, of what you are thinking at that moment, not necessarily consciously. But the blessing is that at that moment, when we see it in the moment, we can get curious, And then my favourite question at the moment is, what am I believing that isn't true? When I first heard that question, well, I recently reheard it because I've heard it from Claire Diamond, but somebody told me it was something that Byron Katie uses. There can be inquiry. There really can be an inquiry. And through that inquiry, it's like you become the detective. And when the detective sees a bit of evidence, he can't unsee that, can he? It's like, oh, that's helped us to peel off another layer of this investigation, to see another bit of truth, to get closer to revealing who did it with the candlestick in the parlour or whatever. And if you ever watch, like I watched a film recently, Death on the Nile, which is a Poirot remake, and you can see that process of the curious detective spotting all sorts of different things as he goes along, and gradually he reaches the point of finding the truth, finding the murderer or murderers. Oh, spoiler alert! Sorry. So it's that's what we've got. We've got evidence. The evidence that we have initially is a sensation. There's a sensation. It feels horrible. I don't like it. But then if there's this inquiry, that sensation becomes a blessing because it takes us on a path to start revealing some of the old nonsense that's in our head that is probably holding us back, stopping us living the life we want, having us do behaviour that we then go, what am I doing here? This is not the behaviour I really want to do. It's all that, we can start to reveal. And that seems to me to be a joyous way to I guess start to see through this stuff, experience more calm, feel more okay with ourselves, connect more to what's innate, have a quieter experience of life. That's all available through this inquiry. And that's why your sensations are a blessing in disguise. They are quite well disguised because I can see why you don't want to feel them. But I guess what I'd just like to finish with is that you're okay. Have you noticed that you can have feelings of anxiety, tension, low mood, but then you're okay? Passes, doesn't it? You can't, it's not going to harm you fundamentally. So maybe it would be fun to get curious and explore those disguised blessings. Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.